Brace yourself, guys. It's time for a story. Yes, it's been a while since I've done this. So it's like, yeah. And then I was like, let's just do it. Okay, so this story happened pretty recently. This happened at around December. What was it? I recorded this on December 10th. This incident happened on December 5th, so last week, Wednesday. Yeah. So, a significant other, a family member, not a significant other, family member, goes shopping and brings some stuff back from Whole Foods. First off, this person really likes Whole Foods. And they're not even a millennial. They're like in their 60s. And they're annoying. Fuck. And they really have a thing for the cheeses that are there. You know, that's one of the things that's really getting me in the ass. I'm using air quotes, the cheese, if that's what you want to call it. So anyway, they say that they gave me Stilton from Whole Foods, and it has mango in it. Yes, you heard that correctly. Stilton cheese with mango bits inside of it. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something here. Stilton cheese does not need fruit in it. It just doesn't. It honestly does not. And they were talking about how fancy the cheese was, how it comes from England, and that's the only place it comes from. That's great. But when you look at a small wedge of cheese, which costs about $5.37, by the way, this was not a pound of cheese. There's a pound of cheese, and then there's Whole Foods pound of cheese. The two are not even remotely close to each other. So, when you look at this thing of cheese, which might as well just be like the size of an Altoids tin, I don't know. It just looks all wrong. It's white. It has no crust on it. It doesn't have the smell that Stilton cheese would have. For those of you not to know, I am quite the cheese slut. I've had all kinds of cheese. I've had Swiss, I've had the Brie, actual Stilton, Munster, Gorgonzola, mozzarella, cheddar, dark cheddar. A lot of cheeses. Anyway, this cheese was supposed to be Stilton, and it had mango, and the guy was telling me, hey, you know, it's good, it's delicious, it's bold, its flavors are amazing. You can put that in your eggs and stuff, and it'll be great. I think you'll like it. So, right off the bat, just looking at this thing, which this cheese was made in Austin, Texas, by the way. So it's not really Stilton. It's some kind of cheese that they say is Stilton and wants to be when it grows the fuck up. And gets a visa, so maybe you go to work in England, I don't know. And you can just see the mango in this. And it's bright, big-ass chunks of orange mango all throughout the cheese. And it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So, it sits there for a couple of days. The family member has already had some himself, and it's just... So I break down, and it's going to be like, okay, they might ask me if I've had any, so I'm going to humor them. So I go and open it up. I take a whiff. It has no smell. Like, the only thing that you can smell is refrigerated mango bits. And it's creamy. It's a smooth cheese with hard-ass mango chunks in it. So I can tell right off the bat, this is not going to flow well in the texture category. So I go and I take like a small sliver of it, only to realize that the mango is pretty damn tough. I have to really cut into it, so I bear down and I cut really heavy into the cheese, only to determine that and discover that I have cut a little bit more than I anticipated. So now I got this small ass chunk of cheese. Fuck. I'm like, okay, let me throw caution to the wind. Now, usually when you sample a cheese, you want to make sure that you don't have anything to go with it. You don't want anything blocking the flavor palette. So, I take the cheese, I eat it, and I start chewing. I have a lot of regret in my life, and it looks like I'm just gonna keep that pile going. Because this cheese, it's It's not cheese. They say it's cheese, but it's not really cheese at all. Not even remotely close. Um, the uh, the flavor of the Stilton tastes like a sock buried in dirt, which was then unearthed like 6 months later after its initial burial. Ground up, chopped up, and sliced, and all kinds of shit, and then they just threw mango in. The texture is all wrong, because it's like Philadelphia cream cheese in one instant, and hard-ass chunks of mango in the other. It might as well be goddamn glass at this point. That's how tough the mango is. And it's terrible. It's horrible in there. I think this might be what human feces tastes like. I don't know, but it's just the worst thing ever. In my mouth. The texture's wrong, the taste is wrong. And the scary part is, there is no smell. If there's a smell to this cheese, it's very, very faint. So right off the bat, I know this whole cheese is a goddamn lie. I immediately go, no, no, no. I almost start gagging on it. So I grab a paper towel real quick, and I'm just spitting that shit the fuck out. And the worst part of all of this is that even after I spit it out, there is this, like, residual coating in my mouth. It's like, you know how sometimes when you let like a broth or maybe like ramen noodles sit for a little bit, and sometimes the broth gets like a bit of a skin on it? You know, that's what that's like. And I'm just, oh God, it's not kosher. It's not okay. Everything's horrible. It's just no. And I can't hang with it. I can't deal with it. So I just spit it out, and I rinse my mouth out thoroughly with water, and then Listerine, and then more Listerine because I can't get the residual taste and the residual texture out of my mouth. I brushed my teeth. It was still there. I don't know what this cheese is made out of, but it's not cheese. It might be something that was crafted by Satan or whatever evil god that you fear and that maybe few worship. I don't fucking... But that is, without exception, the worst thing I've ever eaten. Alright, I used to think Brussels sprouts was the worst thing, but I came to develop a taste for those. But no, this cheese is just... It's just not... It's not. It really isn't, and I regret all the things. I'm actually starting to think that the person who got this cheese kind of either is mad at me or hates my guts. I don't know for sure. I want to ask. I want to be like, do you hate me? I'm seriously waiting for the specific time to arrive where they ask me the question, what do you think of the cheese? And I'm just going to let them have it. I'm just going to tell them straight up, that is the most horrible, horrific thing ever to exist, to share the name cheese. You can't even call it cheese. It's a goddamn lie. And I'm just going to ask them, do you hate me? What did I do to piss you off? Because, I'm just trying to, handle my own shit, and I got enough on my plate as is. I don't need to be making enemies here. Really not in the market for that right now, or any other day of the week. So, what is this? What are we doing? What's the plan here? I would love to know. But until then, I'm just biting my tongue and biting my time. If you get cheese, go to a fucking deli like you're supposed to. Whole Foods doesn't make cheese. They make things that look like cheese, but they don't make cheese. Their cheddar is okay, but even then it has its limitations. But seriously, if you want actual cheese, just go to the supermarket or just a deli. If you don't have a deli, Walmart. If you don't have a Walmart, like, who doesn't have a Walmart near them? Go Giant Eagle, go Kroger, go anywhere, but please, just... Whole Foods cheese sucks. It's like skim milk, man. It's trying really hard to be milk. Just like this cheese is trying really hard to be cheese. Just don't do it. And don't drink skim milk. And this concludes this fantastic story of mine, which just happened less than a week ago. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. You can listen to this and past episodes of Real Talk with GodOfKnockers on my YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on Anchor FM, there's like a whole bunch of places you can hear this other than Anchor. I do appreciate it. On YouTube, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And same with Twitch. You can go ahead and type in the chat what type of comments you want to leave there. And thank you for listening. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take my mind off this disgusting, malodorous, nasty-ass cheese by watching some YouTube videos about actual cheese. Ooh, Parmigiana. Parmigiana Reggiana. That's a fucking real-ass cheese. Okay, laters.
Put your hands up, break it down, man.